In a devastating blow to Trump and his organization, two major banks have pulled back and said they are cutting all ties with Trump. The first is Deutsche Bank, which has been a longtime lender to the organization, which currently owes the bank approximately $300 million. So we're talking big business here. They have said they will no longer lend money to the organization or Trump in the future. Signature Bank held personal accounts of Donald Trump worth millions of dollars, and back in 2011, Ivanka Trump was actually on the board of the bank, though she did step down a few years later. Signature Bank has closed all of these accounts and further called for Donald Trump's resignation. They also said they would no longer provide any sort of support or donations to congresspeople or senators who opposed the 2021 electoral reading on January 6th, the reading that was interrupted by protesters on Capitol Hill. They are blaming Donald Trump for inciting the protesters to storm the Capitol building, something that, of course, Trump disputes and has since condemned. But this goes into a bigger discussion about banking services and exactly how much we need them today. So let's talk about that for a second. And I would love your thoughts down in the comments below on this subject. It's something I've been talking about for a couple years, but most people haven't really run into it. Only in certain circles of the internet have we really seen financial services be completely cut off from someone based on their political opinion. Let me just tell you, this is not unique to Trump, and this is coming in greater and greater magnitudes to affect greater and greater people over the coming years, unless something changes dramatically. And I don't think it will. Now, right now, let's not make too big of a deal out about this. There are plenty of other banks than Deutsche and Signature, and if they're not supporting Donald Trump, it's entirely possible that some other banking service will pick him up. But what if they don't? What if they don't? Now, many people may think of their interactions with banks like this. Well, I deposit my paycheck into it, I draw money out of it, I use a debit card or a credit card, and then maybe they lend me money and I buy a house or a car or something like that. And sure, if you are prevented from buying a house because you cannot get a big enough loan due to your credit score or whatever, that can be really frustrating and it can impact your life directly. But what if you had a great credit score? What if you had plenty of money to buy a house, but a bank wouldn't facilitate the transaction because they didn't like your political beliefs? Well, this has actually been going on for a while. And like I said, it's going to come in bigger and bigger numbers. And the fact that these banks are willing to do it to Donald Trump, who has billions of dollars and millions of dollars in each of these institutions, but billions of dollars overall, means that they are no longer looking at the monetary aspect of banking. They have become politically motivated and weaponized, which in theory could be fine. It's a private company. They can do whatever they want, right, bro? I get it. But think about how hard it would be to do any sort of business, even on a personal level, if you didn't have access to the banking industry. You know, small transactions are fine. They're manageable. You can have some cash on hand and you can go ahead and pay that. But how much cash can you reasonably keep on hand? And how do you get that cash if you don't have access to a bank? You have to pay some sort of fee. You have to take a percentage out of your paycheck just to cash it. Well, at some point, paychecks get high enough that you can't actually do it. You can't go in person and cash certain size paychecks. And Donald Trump is certainly in the category of people who can't do that. You can't keep that much money around. And as you're actually running a business and needing to do transactions that are larger or needing to have access to lending or underwriting services of banks, not having access to that can be a death knell for a business. And we could get to some weird theoretical situation where Donald Trump is still a billionaire, but has no bank willing to accept billions of dollars. So on paper, he is very wealthy, but in practice, he would be unable to do anything with that money. Obviously, we're not there yet. But the point is less about Trump, and the point is more about normal people who could have their banking cut off due to their political opinions and affiliations. And that is a terrifying prospect to me, and I have seen it growing over the past couple years. This move from Deutsche Bank and Signature Bank is only the latest and highest profile shot across the political bow. Think about that. Your bank could determine how you vote. And if you don't vote the way that they want you to, or think the way that they want you to, or speak on social media the way that they want you to, they can just cut you off from the monetary system. And if you don't think banks collude on this, I've got news for you, they do. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. If you like this sort of legal and political commentary, please hit subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Peace. Peace.